Right, so we had a problem before, and I'm redoing it. I guess you can't see what I'm doing when I click on various options, unfortunately. Um, and that's a shame. You can't see when I open up new windows because OBS Studio seems to have some limitations I haven't figured out my way around. Nonetheless, we should be able to get this working, and you'll just have to intuit what I'm saying. So I'm coming up to Media Library, and while you won't see this on your screen, there's a tab that says Import from Sketchfab, and it opens up a window, and that connects me to Sketchfab, and I hit Accept for the authorization request, and I put in plastic for the 3D stuff I'm going to put in. And what I want to show people is that no plastic water bottles. So I'm going to click on the water bottle, PET, and it's funny. Why is it just the water bottle cap? Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Where is the other electric cable?
I don't know. All right, so I put the bottle into the scene by dragging it onto the into the root, or onto the trigger actually. There it goes. And why can't you see it? You can't see it because it's just a bottle cap. The bottle cap is right, and you have to put in a light. By the way, you can't do this without a light. So to get a light into your scene, you go to Symbol Definitions, you hit the plus key, and you scroll down, and you'll see Gravity Light or Gravity Environment Light. If you're using a physically based render model or a PBR model, then you use the Gravity Light. And if you have, then you have that down there, and you can drag that into the root. Now the bottle cap has a has some imagery, but I don't know why it's not letting me see the whole bottle. It's really weird. So import from Sketchfab once again, and I'm going to say plastic bottle. And there's plastic bottles. That one didn't show up for some reason. What if I use this one here? Bottle of water. So it slowly imports the other textures. Okay, those did come through, and it says physically based rendering material. So after it loads all the textures, which unfortunately you can't see, you'll see the finished model once it imports all the textures. And now the model is here under bottle of water, which I'll drag into my thing, and there they are. Okay, so there's some water bottles. And they have the light because I dragged the gravity environment light in. So I can now scale this to about the size they would be, and then position it. And I think I'll put these bottles up here, and the bottle cap, which was this one here, I'm going to rotate. There's like a whole bottle associated with it, and you can't see it. Now maybe, I was thinking that's because it's got the wrong light in, so I'll go down and put in a gravity light, just in case. And I'll try that gravity light, which is here, bring that into the root. but even though the gravity light's in there, it just shows a bottle cap. So I now want to create another plane, and I'll put media file, put a plane, and that new plane, I should rename these. So this one is renamed the click for video plane, and then the other one is going to be the appropriate plastic plane. And the appropriate plastic plane I'll also drag in underneath there. And that plane needs to be scaled. It doesn't seem to have any the other plane. Now both planes have disappeared. So maybe you're only allowed one plane per. Is that possible? I will delete this to see. Back.
Yeah.
And this plane is now suddenly lost its. That's the appropriate plastic plane. Why? Alright, something is very bad here. So let me delete this. Maybe you can only have one plane. So now the type is missing. Let's click for video plane. Okay, now it came back. So I'm not sure yet how to do multiple planes. So what can I do here? I can maybe I should figure out how to make a new plane. Let's try it again. If I make another plane, what is this one doing? This plane here, if I renamed this one plane for types, what would it do? And then drag that plane in. I do get another plane. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and that's just part of the course. Okay, at least it works now. So I'm going to take this and move it over to, actually let me move it down here and move the bottles over there. And then take my bottle of water so here's what would help to know what the view was. It seems like I'm gumming up my machine so badly. Yeah. So this plane here, plane for types, if I move it back, okay. And then move these bottles of water, kind of disappear. It's like the plane is sitting in weird places, so I don't know what the, if you look at the position and we make the position here 0 in X and the position, sorry, in Y 0 in X and in Z, what I want to use for that is I want to use a a don't sign. So what I'm going to do now is go to Google and say don't sign. Is that the best way to do that? There it is, no or don't symbol. This one's pretty good. But this one's cleaner. Okay, so let me save this image as, and call it no, don't sign. And now come in here and put in import media files and take that don't sign and bring it in. And bring the don't sign over. No, don't bring the don't sign over. Take the plane for types and go down to the materials and pick the don't sign. There we go. That's what we wanted, so that we can show that we are opposed to the use of water bottles. It'd be nice. Yeah, so I'm going to try it like that. I'm not sure what this is going to end up looking like, but that's the basic idea here. Now, as for the clicking, you go to plane. I should rename this too. This is plane for clicking. And in the plane for clicking, we're going to right-click and add a new script, and it's going to be a pointer down script. And the pointer down script needs to have an argument which is z dot what? Z dot, I forget. Z dot I forget. Great. Let me look it up. So I'm going to go to, and this time I'm going to find the piece of code and put it in my Facebook group so I can grab it any other time. So it would be ZapWorks script for triggering video, and scripts activating states, z dot accelerometer, z dot group, z dot font, z dot device, I think is what it is. Z dot launch method, maybe. It's a lot of options here. Launch video, Facebook button, web button, LinkedIn on that button. New. Of course, the other thing I can do, it might be quicker, is to open up my old file. And in my old file, I have the actual code. So let me grab that. Okay, I got it now. the old one was z.device launch URL, and all I need now is the proper URL, not that one, and that comes from this video here when I go share and copy. So I'll replace this part with that URL. And then I'll commit this and say which is plastic to oil video, and commit that. And that should work. So when somebody clicks here, this particular plane has the script z.device.launchURL brackets and then the URL that you want to have it click to. That will be how this thing will work. And for doing this, I want to test it. So the way that you test this is that you hit preview. Can I have your phone for a second? And seems to be taking an enormous amount of time today for some reason. Maybe my computer's getting to the point where it needs some purging. Okay, it's authorizing now, preparing to upload, and it's uploading the package and previewing, and now I have a zap code that comes up, and I unlock that zap code. Okay, and now it's on my phone, but you cannot see it. It's a temporary code, and then yes, the bottles stand out, they float, and then it says to click here, and I click on it, and lo and behold, it goes to the video. All right, so everything is working here, and all I have to do now is bring this into Roblox. So we'll keep this as it is. We can always work on it later, but I'm going to publish, and the name, I wish it would let me. Does it only let me do one at a time? That's not right. Well, that wouldn't be right if it only lets me publish one thing at a time. My new project. It shouldn't be called my new project. Change zap code. All it lets me do is one project. Oh lordy. I only get to do one project per thing. Well, that's pretty lame. Yeah, it looks like it's going to overwrite whatever I've published before, and that's pretty lame. All right, can't do much then with that. I'll have to come back on when I've figured out. Well, I guess what I can do is just keep publishing individual things. So I might as well, while I'm streaming, show how this works. And then, that's so lame. Change zap code. we only get one license. Alright, so we publish it. And we get that. So now we go to Roblox Studio, and in Roblox Studio we want to create another area. Oops. I need to bring in here a cart. This one. Cart on wheels. Does that help? No, there's not much in the way of models created by other people. I wonder if I put push cart. Yeah.
What is that?
Toy push cart. Toy push cart could kind of work for what we want. I'll bring the toy push cart in. I'll drag that in. There it is. Move it down. Because we have the plastic to oil machine on a push cart that Tom Camacho put in there. So there's the toy push cart. And then on that push cart, whoa. Okay, then on that toy push cart, we have the plastic to oil machine, which basically consists of a block which we can scale. And move that down here. And let's scale this out to there and scale this out to there. And now we need to load the picture as a decal. So what you do now, because this part I have to call plastic to oil machine. And I'm now going to leave Studio for a second. And come over to here and go to Roblox and go to Create and go to Decals. And then create a decal. And the file that I'm going to choose is the file that I trained as a trigger, which is this image. So I'll upload that. And now it's successfully created. That means it should show up in Roblox Studio. So now when I go to Roblox Studio and I go to My Images, then the plastic to oil trigger shows up. Boom, there it is. Whoa.
Look at
All right,
those
cool.
two.
So that's, and I'm going to put it on all four sides. So no matter which way you approach the machine, you see the plastic to oil thing and you can trigger it. So let me also drag it onto this side of the machine. Oops, but let me, come on, let me. Oh, it's fit it on the roof of it. I need to move this, don't I? So then I can move it back down. Come on, let me, it's all sticky. I'm not doing any texture mapping. I'm just making it just a cube, and I really don't need to put it on the side that we don't see. That's irrelevant to me. But let me put it and scale it out a bit this way. All right. So this might be enough for the, this might be enough for it to work. Now that QR code that I had, let me publish this to Roblox. I got to put that QR code there as well. So I'm going to grab this. You won't see me doing this, but I'm going to grab the QR code, which I'm afraid is the same darn QR code that was being used for my plastic to oil thing. So that's a pain. They've only given me license to create one code. Because that's going to put a real monkey wrench in our thing. Plastic to oil zap. But I need to go back into here and create a decal, choose the file, and use the plastic to oil zap code, which, as I said, is probably exactly the same as the why waste it zap code. And then go back to Roblox Studio and put the code I can either drop it onto, no, oh, it hasn't even come through yet. Where's my code? There it is. Now, if I put that plastic to oil code, I have more flexibility if I create a part for it. Create a block. Whoa, there it is. Oh, I made 2 blocks. Didn't mean to do that. I'll take this block and scale it to make a little cube. And make it very thin. And then move this code down. On the cart. Right there. And then with that, I'll take the plastic to oil zap code and put it on there. All right. So that becomes the plastic to oil code in the machine. So now what happens is, and let me publish this to Roblox. If I take the phone, and of course you're not going to see this once again because I can't capture me doing this at this moment, but it should make it so that when I scan the code, it unlocks. And then yes, it works. It shows plastic bottles, misleading, they're in the wrong place. but when I trigger it, it plays the video. Okay. So that's fine. It's working. The only problem is now is that I'll bet you a bottom dollar that if I go over here to the other sign, it's going to play the wrong file. I'm absolutely sure of it. So if I go, oh, I mean to go that far close.
Are you still recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording.
Yes, I need help.
So I'm unlocking this, and now, yeah, it doesn't recognize anything now. It's like they've given me one code and one code only, and so that code is now only relevant to, oops. Wait a minute. That code is only relevant to this image, I believe. So, yep. So they've only given me one code. Well, that's a drag. All right, that's all I can do for this for now, and we'll try to get with them and see if we can get another code. All right. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot for watching.